So those are members so far that are in the meeting, Chair. Thank you.
Thanks.
Not withholding that we got the message that the DM will not be able to participate due to prior meetings arrangements. So there's that apology for her. Also, Chairperson, I would like to indicate that the clerk has just logged in. Also, Chairperson, I'd like to indicate that we've got representatives from department normally as in our portfolio meeting. The PLOs of the two ministries participate in our meeting. So we've got the two PLOs and we've got the Chief of Staff, which is Umbelani Chikalange, and we also have the office manager in the office of Deputy Minister. So those are the officials from the department. Lastly, I'll also indicate to those who didn't get the message that we have been requested that members should switch on their cameras because we are on live streaming TV and on YouTube. Thank you very
much. Thank you, King. We know the apology and wish Honorable Mayeni speedy recovery as well as the DM. We'll now move to the next item, which is adoption of the agenda. Can I have a mover for the adoption of the agenda, which is before us?
Chairperson, I'm Honorable Ian April and I move for the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you. Any seconder? Honorable members who are in, can we second the agenda?
I second the agenda, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Jacobs. We will now move to the next item, which is outlining the disturbances in KZN and Gauteng provinces, the destruction of malls and shops, and the looting, as we have witnessed during the 2 past weeks. King, I would request the Chief of Staff just to briefly highlight certain things in the absence of the DM and the Minister. What has been their observation and what plans do they have? Because our view is to visit those areas and monitor the progress and program of the department during this difficult period. Chief of Staff.
Morning, Chairperson.
Morning, sis.
Thank you for inviting me. I didn't know that I'll be speaking today, but we went and visited the malls in Alexander, and we went to Jabulani Mall. We also went to Maponya and Mamelodi. It was very bad. Some of the malls were banned, but there's other commitments that the department, they were busy still checking what can they do. Then the DG would have been better if ever he was here so that we can find out if they've already finished with what they were packaging so that the SMMEs can be helped in those regards. But we went and do the site visit together with the Minister. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Thank you, Ceci. I think we observed all what you are reflecting here in today's meeting. We are just formalizing it because in terms of rules and orders, as portfolio committee, we can't go there without adopting a particular program and without getting permission from the House Chair and the Chief Whip's office. So we're just formalizing it. Thanks to the response by all the departments during this difficult period. It was not an easy issue. The purpose of today's meeting is exactly to come and deliberate on the way forward. What is it that we are supposed to do? But as portfolio committee, we felt we can't have this meeting alone without the department, because you are the implementing agency, we are doing oversight. So I believe what you indicated, even if the DG was here or the minister or the DM, will outline exactly the way you have done it. But it will be upon this August House to decide, while chanting a way forward, on how best are we supposed to zoom in to make sure that oversight is being done to support the department and to support our society in this regard. So, honorable members, we witnessed everything, all of us. Other portfolio committees have already been there. So I felt we need to have this meeting so that we can chant. And I appreciate, honorable members, some of you called me saying that, Chairperson, we are requesting an urgent meeting. I said I will do so. While observing, I felt it's important for us to give space to the department first to go and look, and from there to come and package whatever they are packaging, because what is critical now is to hold hands to our small businesses, is to go there and comfort there, is to go there and support there. So I believe today's meeting will come up with some recommendations on how best can we be able to do oversight, or how best can we go there and assist the small businesses in those two provinces which were affected by these disruptions. I will now invite hands from my honorable members on the way forward. Or before that, let me request our officials to present something before us, so that while deliberating, we'll deliberate on those bases, because I felt we need to come up with a program and put it before the portfolio committee, look at it, come up with some recommendations and resolved on how best can we move forward. So between Sbu and King, I'll request one of you just to give us a green light on how best can we approach this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Morning, honorable members. Morning, colleagues. Chair, as you've correctly pointed out, what we did with King yesterday was, after receiving an instruction from you, was to work in earnest in trying to come up with a program which will begin maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be guided by you, Chairperson and honorable members, with regards to when exactly is our program beginning, as well as the number of days. I think that one is very critical as well. But Chair, in the spirit of the district development model, what we did was to use our local government as our entry point in making contact with the affected areas, main ones being KZN and Gauteng. In KZN, I'll start with the KZN, the approach that we are trying to use moving forward. In KZN, we identified two district municipalities, one being Umgungundlovu, and the other one being Kemcedrayo, and one metro, which is the eThekwini Metro. In Umgungundlovu, the plan is to visit mainly PMB and surrounding areas. there are a number of small businesses that are affected in this particular area. It won't be feasible for us to visit each and every one of them. What we need to do perhaps is to sort of take a sample of one or two. But what we are doing as well is to request a comprehensive list from Umgungundlovu, also a comprehensive list from the local chambers, which we have actually invited to be part of this particular of this visit, not oversight, Honorable Chairperson, visit, because we are only going there to do an assessment of some sort together with the department. So Umgungundlovu, we are prioritizing Imsunduzi, the Pietermaritzburg and surrounding. eThekwini, it will be eThekwini Metro and surrounding. Again, we can only pick up maybe one or two. Then in King Cetshwayo, we are prioritizing Umhlathuze. Umhlathuze will consist of two towns, which is Empangeni and Richards Bay. Again, it's just to pick up maybe 2 or 3 samples of SMMEs that we can visit. Again, at eThekwini, we have made contact with the Durban Chamber. We have also requested them to assist us in terms of compiling a list of affected small businesses in the area. We have done the same with the King Cetshwayo as well. We've made contact with the Zululand Chamber. We have also requested them to provide us with a list of affected small enterprises in the area. Then, Chairperson, moving to Gauteng. In Gauteng, we have identified two metros, one being Ekurhuleni and the city of Joburg. Members can decide if they feel maybe we should include Tshwane as well. This is a high-level thinking, Chairperson, from our side. Ekurhuleni, we are identifying maybe 1 or 2 again, maybe in Vosloorus, maybe in Katlehong, and maybe in Tembisa. SMMEs that we can visit. While in Joburg, we can maybe look at the central Joburg and Soweto and Alex. Again, there is a number of SMMEs that are affected there, Chairperson and honorable members. For us, really, it would pick up a sample, maybe of 2 or 3. However, again, what we are doing is to use our counterparts, the local government. For instance, I've been in contact with Ekurhuleni. We are developing a program which might even extend to 2 to 3 days, but it will depend on the members, whether we should do it on 1 day in Gauteng, whether we should do it on 1 day in KwaZulu Natal. So from our side, Chairperson, that's the approach that we have decided to take. It's KZN in Gauteng. In KZN, 3 municipalities that we have identified. In Gauteng, 2 municipalities that we have identified. We have made contact with our colleagues there. We will be working with them going forward. In terms of the nature of the program, the number of SMMEs that will be visited, the number of days that the visit will be undertaken will actually be informed by members during this meeting. Then for us, it will be develop a program based on whether we are starting on Tuesday or we are starting on Wednesday to Thursday, or maybe we are extending it up until Friday. I think that's it from my side, honorable members. Thank you. I'm not sure if King, you want to add?
He may add if he feels you have omitted something, but if it's fine,
Okay.
we'll have to proceed. King,
No.
do you have something to add?
Thank you, Chair. Not much, Chair. I don't know if that much to add. I think Mr. Kumete has explained it correctly, depending whether we do take an oversight or we don't. And the only thing I'll only comment on after the deliberation in terms of when can that be, looking at the time frame and the logistics that should take place in preparation of all the undertaking. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I believe we will rely on your discussion with your counterparts that side. We can't make any determination for now, but it's for honorable members to deliberate on this matter and come up with some recommendations and way forward. I will now invite honorable members to deliberate on the proposals. You will assist me, King.
Chair, there's a hand. First, it's, Honorable Kruger raised the hand, and then Honorable de Villiers also raised the hand.
Okay. You will advise in due course, Honorable Kruger.
Thank you, Chair, and apologies for me tuning in late on this platform. I had some network problems. Madam Chair, just one concern. The government is busy rolling out the emergency plan for COVID in KwaZulu Natal. So I don't know how that will affect our oversight visit to the areas. That's my first point. And then the second point is a proposal that we, just to save time and to be more sufficient, is that we split the delegation in two. So one delegation, half of the delegation, of one delegation goes then to KwaZulu Natal, and the other delegation goes to Gauteng. I think then we will be able to cover more ground in both provinces, and we might extend it into a 2 or 3 days visit per province. So the proposal is let's split the whole delegation in two. One goes to KwaZulu Natal and one goes to Gauteng. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kruger. Honorable de Villiers.
Thank you, Chairperson. It's great to be here with you on this Saturday morning. Apologies for sitting in a little bit more of an informal environment than we are used to, but it is a Saturday. Chairperson, I just want to support the idea of doing oversight visit. I also want to support Mr. Kruger's idea of splitting into two. I think that can make it more effective, and we can get more done, and we can get to separate findings from KwaZulu Natal and the Gauteng region. My request is, I would just like to ask that when we do our oversight, we focus mainly on actually setting up meetings with small business owners and entrepreneurs who have lost their businesses, and we talk to them ourselves, and we ask them, how can government assist them? We can sit in a committee in our suits and we can talk about maybe this idea or that idea, but we can only really understand what they want if we talk to them ourselves. So I don't think we need to talk to other government officials. We need to talk to the people who have actually lost their small businesses and need assistance. So that would be my request, that the program is filled with actual meetings with actual people who have lost their businesses and need assistance. So we understand what happened there, and we understand our function as the committee in rebuilding and helping these businesses rebuild after the damage that they've suffered. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Any other hand? King?
Chair, it is Honorable April, Honorable Tenjane, and Honorable Jacobs.
Honorable April, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Good morning again to all the honorable members. Indeed, it is a Saturday morning, and our prayers go out to the other portfolio committee members who may be in hospital and sick and who have lost family. Ours is this, Chair, that I think I'm a little bit concerned that the minority parties in the portfolio committees would suggest a split, because if you've got only one person in, where does that person go? One would be of the view that a collective approach would have been more appropriate. Maybe 2 days in Gauteng and 2 days in KZN, as it were, would give us as the collective more time to ascertain the extent of our engagement. Remember, this is not necessarily oversight as it was outlined by the department. It is actually going down to the ground, to our constituencies, the people that we represent in Parliament, to see from them, to hear from them, and to make feel that we are a caring government, which we are. And my suggestion would be that we, as a whole and an entire collective, visit both the provinces affected over a 2-day period, each province. That is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Ntejana.
Well, thank you very much once more, Chairperson, and greetings to all the fellow honorable members. Chairperson, unfortunately, my camera won't be switched on because I had a problem with the network here wherever I am. The network connection is very poor here. Yeah, nevertheless, Chairperson, we are all here very much saddened about the situation, the unrest which took place. As you correctly outlined it, that indeed, as a committee or as people of South Africa, we feel very sad of what happened. But it is not going to go unnoticed to know or to tell the people of South Africa that they must be aware, because we've been telling them that I'm not necessarily here to do political analysis, Chairperson, but also to speak the truth of what happened. We all know that because of the cause of the infighting of the ANC, this is what is costing us now. And to see to it, now as a committee, we are sitting here without the minister of this department. We are sitting here without a deputy minister of this department, Chairperson. So that tells you exactly that someone somewhere is playing with the people of South Africa. We can't have a minister who is running to, we said it earlier, that this minister rather go to serve in the presidency as permanent candidate, because we know for sure that it's a reward of these issues of CR17 campaigns and all those things. I know someone going to say I'm politicking, but this is a reality what is happening, Chairperson. So now we are saying here, we need to get a minister in this department who's going to be here full time, so that he or he can take this department serious. You see, now we are embarked on a very serious program. We all know what happened in South Africa. We all know what happened in Durban and surrounding KZN. We all know what happened in Johannesburg and the other surrounding provinces. We know that our people has lost the little that they have. They don't have anything so far, but they also even lost it, the little thing that they have. But here we are now, we are sitting, we are planning as a committee to go and help our people. We are sitting here alone. The minister who's supposed to account at the end of the day, she's not here. The deputy is not here. Well, it's a good idea for the committee. It's even late, Chairperson, if I'll say, because we're supposed to be the first people or the first committee before the other committees who were supposed to be the first one to go to our people and look at the distraction which happened throughout the unrest when it took place. So it's a good idea. We agree that indeed we must go back to our people and check what happened to them. How can we help them? Because this is the purpose of this department, to help our people here. And our people needs help and all those things. It came at a time where even the small businesses were not even being helped by anyone. They were still crying that there's no help for them. But now the unrest came, so it's even worse now, Chairperson. But nevertheless, Chairperson, I agree with the honorable member that for the sake of time, maybe we need to split the committee into two, so that other members go to KZN, others go to Johannesburg, so that we can maybe try to cover up a lot of places there. Because if we go as one group, it's not going to be easy, and we're going to take more days without even covering most of these areas. We need to go, Chairperson, and help our people. That is a good idea, which was supposed to happen already a long time. That is why we all came here, as you heed the call, to say we must come urgently and discuss about the issues as to how are we going to help our people in as far as what happened. So in short, Chairperson, we are saying as a committee, yes, indeed, it's a good idea. Let's go to our people. Let's go and look what happened to them and then get it straight from the ground. But also, we're advising this committee and this department that this is not the time to loot, because we know for sure that the department might even think that they are having a time now, or they got a chance to can go and loot again. This time we're watching them, Chairperson. We're watching them with a close eye. We're watching them. We don't want anything of corruption, of stealing monies, which were supposed to go to help our people. We know for sure also that even in the last time, there were people who were said or to have received monies from this department. Meanwhile, it's not correct. We're sitting with the people till today who didn't receive money. So we're not going to allow such a situation to carry on, Chairperson.
Chairperson.
This is a reality. People are suffering.
Chairperson.
So please,
Point of order.
as a committee, saying then it's fine. Let's go and assist our people.
Honorable Ntenjana, who's raising a point of order?
It's Honorable April raising the point of order, Chairperson. I think it is not correct for Honorable Ntenjana to cast aspersions upon the department and to cast aspersions upon anyone else. This is not the purpose of this meeting. We cannot be told by someone who's laying in the blankets, who doesn't want to even open his camera to what that the department is thieves. This is incorrect, Chairperson. I'm calling him to order.
Honorable Ntenjana, can we stick to the proposed agenda that we visit the two provinces? Those other issues, will shelve them for another meeting. I didn't want to stop you, but I allowed you to speak. I said at the end I will correct. I will give directive on how best.
Chairperson, thank you.
Proceed. But stick to the agenda. I want only two things. Do we agree to go to KZN and Gauteng on this matter? Thank you.
Yeah, Chairperson, also I'm calling a point of order to that honorable member who just said that I'm raising points in my blankets. He's casting aspersion that he didn't see me in a blanket. So he must also apologize for that.
I will request. I'm ruling that one. It is not allowed. We need to respect each other. But what I'm saying, I'm requesting us to focus on the agenda because I want us to take a decision. Honorable April, I think that utterances is not good. We don't
I
see
retract, Chairperson. I retract, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honorable Ntenjana, can you wrap up, please?
Yes, as I wrap up, Chairperson, thank you very much. But remember, Chairperson, also in this portfolio committee, we must not come here and be told what to say and how to say it. We are members here. We are free members who have been elected by our people to come and represent them. So we need to say what we get from our people on the ground. So the honorable member must understand that we are the people who are always on the ground. We know what's happening. But nevertheless, Chairperson, point is made so far. We agree as a committee, Chairperson. We are together on this one. Let's go back to our people and let's go back and assist our people who are indeed in dire need of help. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you. Who's the next honorable member, King?
It is
Honorable Jacobs.
Honorable Matulelwa, Honorable
Okay.
Jacobs, Honorable Zungula.
Okay. In that order, Honorable Matulelwa. Honorable Matulelwa, the stage is yours.
Enkosi isihlalo ngibulise wonke amalungu wale committee small business development engakaze yadevelop nenye business apha eSouth Africa.
Chairperson.
Oqala nje Chairperson. Njengeshilo nje naye ucolleague Honorable Ntenjana sekezikhavezo zonke ezinye izinto ekumele sizenze ndiqale ndisupport umbono.
I'm thinking that we will request the Honorable Matulelwa to switch off the camera because the bench is very low.
Honorable Matulelwa, can you switch off your camera? We can't hear you well, please.
Chairperson, just on a point of order, please.
Yes.
Chairperson, we had this discussion before, And I know it's every person's right to speak in his mother tongue, and I don't have a problem with that at all. But then we must have a service so that we can all understand and have the privilege to get the members' opinion and get the wisdom from her mouth as well. But we don't have that service on this platform. So if we can please ask all the members to so that we can understand what every member wants to say, so that we can all benefit from that situation. Otherwise, King and they must get the translation services so that we can benefit from a point of view. Thank you.
Point taken, Honorable Kruger. Honorable Balelo, can you try your best, Dali, so that we all benefit on what you're going to tell the committee?
Which best, Chairperson? APG best in the tribe.
No, I think he's saying we need to try our best to speak with a language which will hear each other, all of us. It's just a request because here, on our virtual meetings, it's not the same if we're in Parliament where translations are available. I think that's what he's trying to raise, and of which I'm sympathizing with him as the chairperson, because all inputs are important to all of us. So what he's requesting from all of us is to try to speak in a language which will understand each other, all of us.
Can I come in, Chair? Can I come in quickly, Chair? I think...
No, Honorable Zungula, I'm still to Honorable Balelo, and I would like you to proceed with her input.
No, Chair, because you are directing her to speak English. Now, she must not speak English if she's not...
Zungela, you weren't directed to stop.
Honorable Zungula, I am trying to address the point raised by Honorable Kruger. And I was trying to explain to Honorable who is on the platform, what is it that he's saying? And saying that because of this current situation we're in, it's not our intention to not have translations. That's what Honorable Kruger is trying to say. So to make life easy for all of us, if we can stick to a language where all of us can understand each other, is not an instruction. I'm not evenly instructing, and Honorable Kruger is not instructing anyone. We are working as a collective here, as the portfolio committee. I think his request is for us all to understand what he's requesting from the portfolio committee. So I thought Honorable Balelo was now responding to that. Honorable Balelo, are you still on the stage?
Chairperson, i-point of order yoba ndithethe isiXhosa ivakale njani njengoba kuthiwa ndivakale apha kuthiwe mandicime ividiyo because
Honorable Balelo,
awuvula ividiyo awuvakali but isiXhosa siyavakala uba ndiyasithetha yeyiphi le language bendifuna uyithethe ngokwakho Chairperson uba yeyiphi le language othi mandiyithethe evuliwa ngowonke umntu.
Honorable Balelo, if Honorable Kruger's request is not being accepted by you as an honorable member, it's your right to do that. So you may proceed with any language, but that was his request. I was trying to address that. Yes.
Yes, sir. No, you can see that, Chairperson.
Honorable Mpenjwana, you are not assisting me. I'm addressing the matter. I'm requesting Honorable Balelo to proceed with her rights. So we must not take this matter as if we're debating it. I don't think it will be right. We're dealing with a very sensitive matter. We need to come up with some resolution so that we can plan on how do we move forward. With due respect, I'm requesting you to allow Honorable Balelo to speak using her language which feels she's comfortable if she's not taking Honorable Kruger's request. So let us make it a dialogue, please. Honorable Balelo, can you proceed? Yeah, I can hear you, although it is not much clear, but I can hear you myself. I don't know other members.
Madam Chair, can I just come in again, please?
No, Honorable Kruger, I've made a ruling.
I want to make a request.
No, I'm making you will do that outside this meeting. Don't drag this process. I have made a ruling already. Allow Honorable Balela to make her input. We'll try to translate to you in due course. I don't want to have a dialogue on this matter. I have made a ruling already. Honorable Balela, can you proceed, please?
Enkosi Sihlalo bendisatsho ke ndisithi ndiyawusapota umbono oba masiye siyokwenza oversight kuzo zombini ezi provinces, because ekugqibeleni ndiyayithanda nento yoba masisplithe so that ungabikho apho sizawuya 2 days kwenye siye 1 day, sizokwazi uba zonke ezaa ntsuku sizispende sikwezaa provinces zombini. Okwesibini ke bendisitsho ndithi this is mhlambe uMr Kruger akavanga le part ethi this is a small business development that did never develop any small business in South Africa so far, ever since it was established. So yiloo nto inoba kangayivanga. So into yona nto endifuna ukuza kuyo apha, i-concern this thing is very urgent. Le nto yale meeting i-urgent ngeyona ndlela, because we want to go and assist small business ukuthi siwathi bring forth kule department ikwazi uba iwadevelop. So into engixakayo apho njengoba soloko sikhala ngale nto yalo minister wethu, at least uDM ukavele evela kancinci emane evela naye, but ibuhlungu epesini into kaminister wethu ongakaze aphose nenye imeeting ye-presidents ube nguwokuqala ungena apha. So ibuhlungu into yoba sibe sipretende nyhani into yoba angasithathi serious uminister abe e-double standard into yoba eba nguminister ngapha nangapha. Ayihlali kakuhle noko as members of this portfolio, ayihlali kakuhle lena. And ndifuna ukuthi Chairperson, there is no aspersions here. Into eyi-reality, into ye-looting, nento yoba ngoku we are going out, then ke ngoku sipretende as if we are doing something, kube kanti sifake isignature kuthiwe sahlala imeeting apha namhlanje kuthiwe ngomgqibelo nge-24 sahlala imeeting ezimali ezilahlekileyo 500 billion. Asiyamkeli loo nto, Chairperson. Yinto fanele siyibheyise leyo. Siyayazi into yoba i-agenda yethu yanamhlanje inengantoni, but i-agenda always ifika i-agenda ithi i-agenda today is for into yoba siye kwi-oversight, but ibe ekuzwe kuyo ngokwe-department ekuthathweni kwemali zabantu ngokungenalusini. So it's very important into sasike sayithetha apha into yoba we have to have i-system siyiledi. We are saying we are going to those provinces, we are going to do oversight, but asinayo i-clear plan nento yoba siya kobani. We don't even know our people abane small businesses ukuthi zeziphi ezi businesses kahle except into yoba sithi malls. I-malls, they are not for our small businesses. So asinayo i-plan. So we have to come up with i-system apho sizawuyazi immediately uba siyazi uba siya kubani, we are going to visit who, because into engana-system nyhani ayibinayo inhloko. That is why singazi ukuthi ileliphi icala esingaya 1 day elinye siye 2 days. Enkosi kakhulu, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Balwel. I don't know whether you were in when Sbu tried to outline the proposal. If you were not yet in, I would like us to have it at the end again, because the issue of visiting is in essence, to go and witness what happened to our small business. You are totally right when you say we're not going to malls and those big shops. Indeed, we are going to talk to our people. I think one honorable member, if it is not Honorable De Villiers, said that we'll need also those lists, and that's what they are saying. We're going to use the district development model where we're going to be assisted by our municipalities. So I believe in due course, all systems and all plans will be tabled before us, even if we don't have hold a meeting. But for this meeting, in terms of rules and orders, the committee must take a decision and come up with a program. That's how we are supposed to do it. So I think we're still in order, but the points which you are raising will be clarified. And I would like to hear each and every speaker indicating the issue of the split or the issue of collectivism. Up to so far, I had only 2 views by 2 honorable members. Other members must also assist me in this regard, whether we split or we go there as a collective for a particular day. It will assist us to take a decision at the end of this meeting. The next speaker is Honorable Jacobs.
Greetings, Chair, and thank you, everybody. And I just want to start by saying we welcome this initiative, Chair, and I think it's long overdue that we got together. Having listened to the presentations, I would like to support the idea that we spend time in provinces. So I'm suggesting that we take 2 days in each of these provinces, and we have a comprehensive program that is prepared by our officials that will be able to speak to all our constituencies through the municipalities, but also through small businesses directly, through chambers, but also through informal traders. I'd like us to ensure that we get SAITA, the South African Informal Traders Association, and they have chapters in provinces and regions so that we can actually speak to all informal traders. I think now is the time for this portfolio committee to rise above its petty self. Now is the time for us to pull together. We must be able to say that we have a crisis and we must rise above this. So I'm appealing to all my fellow members in this portfolio committee. Look, the elections is going to be postponed to February, and then we will play politics. But now it's the time to deal with the crisis. Now it's the time to support our communities. Now it's the time to reset our communities, reset our economy. I think our president spoke, and I think we must agree with this idea that we need a social contract, a people's contract, where all of us, parliamentarians, the informal traders, businesses, labor, all of us come together and try to rebuild our economy. I think it's easy for us to describe the problems. It's much more difficult for us to have practical solutions. And I think this portfolio must, when we go there, we mustn't just be surprised at what the state of our situation is. We know the state of our economy. We know we have an unequal economy. We have an economy that doesn't work for all of our people. And I think what we need to do is come with practical steps, listen to our communities, but also ensure that our government becomes more responsive to the needs and the plights of the communities. But also, we can't say that only government is in this. We need the hands of all of us. We need the hands of big business. Big business must come to the party. The theory that we have about localization, the theory that we have about township and rural economies is very important. So this opportunity that we have now, I'm supporting this notion that we go to the ground. We take time, Chair. Let's not rush it. So I'm suggesting that we spend 2 days in KZN. We go to the metro and we go to the outlying areas. In Gauteng also we go to the 2 major areas. So we spend 2 days each in these provinces. I also am not supporting this idea that we split the portfolio committee. I think we must, as a collective, go there and experience our people, listen to our people, but more importantly, get government to account. We know that the president and cabinet is working on the economic relief packages. I'm sure that will be announced shortly. And so I think we must all rally around that. We must ensure that when the president speaks, our government has the capacity to implement the relief packages. We also heard that the minister has announced the ease of business registration. That needs to be commended. That needs to be acknowledged, because now you don't have to, that is waived. But I think there's still provinces and in some areas in the Cape in particular, that's not being implemented. The proclamation is not coming down to our communities. So we still have informal traders on the Cape, still being evicted, still being harassed, still being, and we need to protect, we need to be the protectors of small business entrepreneurs. So, Chair, I know today is not the day of speeches, today is the day of just working out logistics, but I also want to appeal to all of my fellow members here. Please, let's hold hands for the sake of our communities, for the sake of all of our people. Our people are in crisis. There is an economic crisis. We need to reset our economy. We need to have a shared and inclusive economy that grows and takes everybody on board. We need to have programs for young people in our townships. We need to have programs, entrepreneurial programs, not only training, Chair. The problem is not only just a training problem as a skills problem. It is about how do we get big business to make small business everybody's business. So we need all hands on deck on this, and we hope that the officials can get a program, an activity, a week program for us that is inclusive, and then we need to ensure that all of us are well prepared and that we go listen, but not only listen to our communities, but more importantly, have answers, provide solutions, give hope, and ensure that we come out of this united as South Africans so that we all can share the democratic dividend and the economic prosperity that we so deserve. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Whip. Honorable Zungula. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is straightforward. Firstly, to say we need to engage the businesses directly. By that, as soon as we've agreed on a program, I think the committee support staff including Parliament, needs to publicize our visits to ensure that as many businesses as possible get to know and understand where we will be, and so that they can come, engage us and talk to us directly about in fact, we know the problems, that their businesses have been banned, they've lost their stock, but they are the ones who will know how to best proceed in terms of what kind of help will be they need from the government. So that is why it's critical that we do not only rely on the districts to tell us these are the small businesses in this area, but let us publicize as much as possible. The second thing is that we must not split, because when we split, we are going to disadvantage some of the parties with only one members here. We're one committee. I don't see any reason why we can't spend 2 days in KZN and another 2 days in Gauteng, because at the end of the day, we are going to come back and deliberate. If one member does not go to one province, how can they effectively deliberate on whatever that might have transpired in the other province? Thirdly, is that we must find a way, Chair, of directing government to prioritize small Black businesses. I'm deliberately saying this because the minister spoke that 75% of the relief funds last year went to white businesses. So it can't be that after what has transpired, again, government prioritizes white businesses. Perhaps we must ask the support staff to assist us with getting reasons or clarity on why were small businesses only receiving 25%. Is it a matter that they were not aware about the relief funds? They were not well capacitated in terms of applying, so that after this entire process, majority of the businesses that will be assisted are small businesses which are predominantly Black owned, because they do not have the luxury of insurance to back them up. They do not have the luxury of reserve funds to assist them. So that is why, for me, it's critical that when we go there, we understand what were the causes of government giving relief funds to 75% of white-owned businesses instead of black-owned businesses. Because the reality in our country, it is the black people that are economically displaced. So if we are not direct about saying we are going to uplift black businesses in particular, then we have not done our part in terms of small business development. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Zungula. King, do we still have other hands? According to my list, all hands have been exhausted here.
Yes, thank you, Chair. The hands have been exhausted, but on the second chamber, I saw Honorable April.
Okay.
His hand is up, and there was a hand from, I think he has lowered it, Honorable De Villiers.
Okay. Honorable April, can you come in?
Chairperson, sorry, my hand was not raised. I already spoke.
Thank you. Honorable members, the next item or the last item on our agenda is closing remarks and way forward. Having listened attentively to all honorable members is the word of appreciation about today's meeting. I have apologized, honorable members, that we are calling this meeting urgently so because we are the business which is affected. We have given those other portfolio committees to can go there, portfolio committee on security, portfolio committee on justice, etc., etc. But ours is to zoom to the space to our people whom we are saying we are looking behind them on issues of empowerment. So the meeting has resolved that we go there to both provinces, no splitting, of which I also agree, and will allow our officials at this time to go back and draft those proposals in line with their counterparts into those provinces, because you can't go there without that particular engagement. And then they will inform us in due course. If we are supposed to go for this coming week for the two provinces, they will inform us. If we'll go to one province next week and then the other province will visit the other week, it will depend on their engagements with their counterpart into those two provinces. However, I appreciate the issue of the minister has been noted. Let's allow this process to unfold and then we'll do those engagements. Honorable Zungula, I agree with you. This is a matter which is not it's not nice with us, the issue of 75%, but I would appreciate, because currently what we are going to do, we are going to listen to our counterparts there in those provinces, how many have been affected and what is it that we have in place to resolve those issues. So maybe if Honorable Zungula, you are at liberty to can still write a letter to the department, and then they will revert back to us for discussion in another meeting. Because as we are moving to those provinces, I believe our focus should be on the damage occurred during those 2 weeks on the issue of looting and burning of businesses. Honorable members, I believe we are all in agreement. Let's allow them to draft a program for us and revert it back to us through emails. Let's check our chat groups so that we don't miss any information in this regard. But I'm happy we are together on this matter, and really ours will be to take stock and come back and sit down liaise with the department on all those issues. And indeed, let's applaud government or the president on the issue of easing registration, because I think that was one of the biggest red tapes in our society. Our people are not working, but they're bound to show their cash flow, show their licenses, which is a thorny issue. But I'm happy it has once been announced that they need to get them free, and they must not last for a year. They must last for 1.5 years. If they go now and get those licenses and permits, their duration should be 2022 December, and of which we need to applaud the president on that one. But what is critical from all of us, honorable members, is to make sure that our constituency are being informed. Let us be newsletters to our people as people who are watchdogs who are doing oversight. But all in all, I appreciate your inputs. And indeed, if we go together, we'll enrich this process, because this is a start. We want to come and deliberate on the way forward. As Sbu has indicated it, that this is not, it's an oversight because we're doing oversight, but it's a visit. We're there to gather information so that we can come and sit down and check and advise the department on how best are they supposed to assist our small businesses. Honorable members, thank you so much. Thank you again for having responded positively. Although it is Saturday today, I believe we are hard at work. Even if during weekends, we must know that our people need us down there. Thank you so much. The meeting stand adjourned.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Chairperson.
Yes, King.
Thank you. Since now the decision has been taken from the side of us for the logistic, I'll request that the members just forward to the WhatsApp, via WhatsApp, their residents, because we, as it is now, we are not all from Cape Town. We just have to find out from where is the member residing, so that when we are doing logistic, we'll know exactly where is the member coming from. Is it clear, Chair?
Noted, Chair.
Chair, with your permission.
Okay, let's do.
No, Chair, with your permission.
Long live the chair.
That
Continue,
the assistant for us. Thank you so much.
Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
A quick one, Chair, from our side. I'm noting Honorable Jacobs that he wants us to invite, that would be Sastria, for instance. I would want to encourage members, Honorable Chairperson, to also forward any other important stakeholder that they would want to form part of this visit. I indicated during my presentation that I invited the local chambers. It could be more. So I would want to invite our members to give us a list of any that they would want us to invite. CITA, I also noted CITA as well, including the constituency offices, Honorable Chairperson, or even if the member knows any SMME that is affected directly, they can forward that information to us so that we can input them when we compile the list. That's it from my side, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you, Sbu. Maybe to remind members that we are still under COVID-19 regulations, so it will be wise to stick to that. Issues of compliance, I think, are very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings, everybody. We'll definitely feed in.
Long live the chair.
Thank you, my son. Bonile usdudla lamalanga udlani man.
Bye-bye, comrades.
Thank you. Bye.
Stay warm and stay safe, comrades. Bye.
Recording stopped.